used to be like his PA, his like personal assistant or whatever. It's just funny.
Jesus. And
so
multiple different ways. And
Corina Kopf is who he's talking about, by the way. Speaking of YouTube boxing, Ryan Garcia was actually on Aiden's podcast fresh after that whole Ludwig Aiden shit. He was like on it,
and he punched
was, like,
him,
punching him and shit.
Yeah, Aiden did not like that at all. But let me finish this real quick. Okay, so Deji's girlfriend, she's been talking about like this YouTube boxing stuff and how she wants to get in the ring. She has like no clout. She's just literally Deji's girlfriend. But it'd still be cool if someone's willing to fight her. But then today I saw Gabby Hanna, the monster, or Gabby the monster Hanna tweet at Tana Mojo saying I'm down to box.
I think that the prize fight, the big fight, would be Tana versus Corina, to be honest. I don't think their overlap is super, super heavy. I think Corina's kind of found her way in like the hardcore gaming audience. You know what I mean? Like just about anybody who plays games just by way of like Tfue and just her being engaged in like streaming culture and the streaming community. I think that would create a huge draw from that side of the internet. And then Tana obviously kind of hits that like more mainstream household name type shit. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who Tana Mojo is.
100% agree with you. But what about, okay, Gabby Hanna wants to get in the ring. What about Gabby Hanna versus Rice Gum?
My money's on Rice. I mean, from what I remember, they've fought before, and I'm pretty sure Rice whooped her ass. Right? No, I'm just kidding. No, they had some kind of like drama beef like fucking 4 years ago. And I'll never forget this. This is actually poor kid, man. Rice is actually such a good kid. Poor kid fucking moves to LA, comes to visit the Cloud House before it was even called the Cloud House. Comes and visits, stays for a weekend, and he was just like, honestly, fuck it, bro. Fuck Vegas. Fuck living in my mom's crib. I'm down to move in full time. Like, you guys are dope. We were vibing, whatever. So we pulled the trigger on that. We were all excited in the house. Rice was excited. It was a great fucking day. Literally the day the kid moves in, he hits, I think Alex Wasabi's birthday party. I think that's where it was at. And
yeah,
Rice makes fun of everyone, right? Rice trolls everybody, especially back then, especially during that era of YouTube.
He was the internet bully.
Yeah, he was like fucking the fucking, what was it before TikTok? The Musical.ly, like all that shit. Diss tracks, all that shit. Anyways, Gabby Hanna approaches him at a party and like just starts recording him, and it's a mutual understanding between creators and just people with any sort of following. Like when you're out and about and like blowing off steam and just chilling, partying, you don't fucking record people, put people on blast. You don't start internet drama in a fucking public forum like that. Like it's just weird, and everybody's supposed to have that mutual respect, no matter what type of beef you have with somebody. Like it's just like that's crossing the line and just clearly just trying to create a commotion on the internet for views, whatever. Hannah puts a fucking phone in his face. She's like, what the fuck did you say about me online? Yada, yada, yada. And
she challenged him to a diss, like a freestyle.
Which Rice fucking blew, battle. Which Rice blew off. Rice blew it off, and she kept pressing. And then he snatched her phone out. She had her fucking phone in his face the whole time. He's like, yo, stop fucking filming me, dude. I'm like, stop. She's getting all in his personal space, shoving a phone in his face. He snatched her phone and fucking smashed it. And then Gabby like went online, tried saying he like hit her and fucking scratched her and all this shit. There was fucking 20 people there. I think Romeo Lacoste, who obviously isn't the greatest.
The greatest witness.
The greatest witness. But this was way before all his drama, right? And there were a few other people who came out and were like, yeah, that's bullshit. But Romeo made like a whole video about how he's not biased. He's friends with both of these people, but Gabby's fucking tripping. She straight up lied about all that shit. Like he didn't put his hands on her. He snatched her phone, smashed it, and bounced out of the party.
I at the time I defended Rice Gum heavily, but I've been able to talk to Gabby and get her perspective a little bit more, and I am gonna have to defend her a little bit. All right. So Rice Gum makes the diss track, right? Calling her out, like clowning on her or whatever. So she thinks to herself, okay, well, we're in person. Let's just do a freestyle battle, right? And then he's clowning. He's like,
yeah, but that's a corny fucking weird move. Do you not agree with that?
Yeah.
It's just like,
but here's another argument she made though. She said the whole thing where everyone was like, you don't film at a private party. She goes, everybody was filming. People were making vlogs, at this party. So that's like one of her defense.
Yeah, but when you pull, there's a huge difference between pulling out your fucking camera and being like, hey, you want to do a quick vlog segment and having like a, you know what I mean? Like consent to do that. And like,
I agree. I'm just trying to give her a little bit of a defense.
Yeah.
All right. So then here's the other thing, right? She did lie and say Rice Gum hit her, right? But then she retracted that statement like less than 30 minutes later, saying he didn't actually hit me. We were wrestling for the phone, but I have marks from the wrestling for the phone.
Yeah, so. But that's also just bullshit because it was a clean snatch by everybody who witnessed it. He just snatched her phone out of her hand, smashed. There was no wrestling. Rice didn't wrestle the girl for her phone. That's a huge exaggeration. And she knew it was over. She's just trying to save face, man. Like, I'm just calling it how I see it. Like, this kid did not fucking put his hands on her. And this is a dead subject anyways. Everybody knows that Rice, you know what I mean, he did do something wrong. He fucking smashed her phone. You can't just do that. Like, I don't agree that that's the way to go about it. Somebody has a fucking camera in my face publicly embarrassing me. I'm probably going to do the same thing, to be honest with you.
Same.
Like, honestly, like it's hugely disrespectful to do that. But Rice, all in all, took the high road and fucking sent her bread for a new phone. It wasn't even about the money or anything like that. He's like, I'll send you money for a new phone. Like, you're not going to embarrass me in front of a bunch of fucking people and be weird. Like,
he sent her actually more than enough money. He sent her $2,000 for a new phone. And at the time, I think iPhones were like
$1,000. So he sent her enough money for 2 fucking phones, broke one, gave her money for 2. Like, that's just, you know what I mean?
But then,
in my opinion,
then it was,
yeah.
But then Rice Gum made a whole fucking huge diss track on her and shit. Like, Rice Gum definitely made that $2,000 back.
Well, 100%. I mean, but she asked for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she teed up and took it from 0 to 100. Dude, these people, like, even back then, just people since the beginning of time use these crazy accusations as a weapon. It's fucking whack. Like, people have to stop doing that. And that's why I'm so harsh on my criticism toward people who fucking do that. It's stupid. Like, you can't fuck, if you feel like somebody, you know what I mean, you want to get one up on somebody, you don't go and fucking say, oh, well, he's beating the shit out of fucking this girl, or he's fucking, you know what I mean, sexually assaulting people. You can't fucking do that. That ruins people's lives.
Do you know, since that incident like ruined Gabby's life, because it's not like she constantly gets bullied by people, and it's actually unfair. It's actually unfair, Banks. I swear to God. Like,
well, I'm not suggesting that she should be bullied or anything. I'm speaking about this one specific incident, which really wasn't that big of a deal. And again, it happened a while ago.
But it's not Rice Gum's fans that are like bullying. It's like all these T channels and shit. Like, dude, like, ever since the Rice Gum thing, like, the internet has just constantly bullied this poor girl. I feel bad for her. I like Gabby Hanna.
Well, we don't like to see anybody aimlessly bullied or fucking bullied in general, really. We don't like to see, I mean, criticism is always fine. You got to keep people in check because people do cross fucking lines sometimes. But I don't know, man. I've seen like videos criticizing Gabby. It seems like she's a typical person who can't take criticism online to any extent. Even like these T channel, like random girls who I've never seen, who do like commentary videos, who are part of like the beauty community, tea community, whatever. Like saying something in passing about her and then having her go off and be crazy and then fucking, you know what I mean? Just constantly playing the victim. People don't like to see that, man. Like, you can't fucking always be when you're always in drama. You can't always be the fucking victim, man. You know what I mean?
True. And that's like one of the biggest criticism against Gabby. But dude, I see this endless cycle going on, right? They make it's not like Rice Gum's fans. It's not like our fans. It's not like the gaming fans. It's like these T channels, like the Deaf Noodles and like those people, right? They constantly attack Gabby for the littlest thing, right? And then she tries to respond like, actually, you're wrong. And she'll have receipts and stuff.
Why is Deaf Noodles' name all of a sudden so relevant? Like, who the fuck is this kid and what is this kid's deal?
A guy that puts out a bunch of false stories on creators.
No, but I know, like, I texted you. I mean, we'll talk. I guess we'll talk about this in a little bit, but
we'll talk about it a little bit. But anyhow, I just wanted to finish this point. Like these T channels, like these they're literally called T channels, right? They're not commentary channels. They're not drama channels. They're like their own little group of like T channels. They cover like Jeffree Star, like every other video, right? Those are the type of channels. They're constantly bullying the shit out of Gabby and making big deals over the littlest things, and she'll like prove them wrong. And when she goes to defend herself, they'll be like, "Oh, she's having a mental breakdown." So then she actually does go crazy because they're calling her crazy. It's like this endless cycle of bullying that's been going on for this poor girl for like.
Listen, not even just Gabby Hanna, but that's where most creators go wrong, man. Like this is the thing, right? Am I ever going to shy away from watching a video that's entertaining as fuck, that I'm laughing at, that I thoroughly enjoy? Am I ever going to shy away from that because of comments that I read from other people that I don't know? No, it's person by person, right? It's when the creator from their, you know what I mean, from their perspective are reading all these comments and feeling like that's how most people feel about them. When in reality, most of the time it's the vocal minority. You know what I mean? We talked about this on a podcast, on our last podcast, or maybe even the one before, but you see a video with fucking 1 million views on it and it has 10,000 comments. That's 1% of the people who watch the video leaving a comment in the first place. And then even if half those comments are negative, you know what I mean? That's fucking 0.5% of the total viewers having something negative to say. Then they feel like they have to respond or switch up what they're doing, whatever. You know what I mean? People fucking let comments and feedback dictate way too much, like their emotion and the content that they make, and then they get fucking caught in this crazy cycle of like now it's just all drama because that's what you're feeding into, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, this poor girl got it the worst. Okay, listen, she comes out with a song, you know, that monster song or whatever. She goes on Genius. They crank up the mic when she sings the part when she sings the part, "I'm the monster." Like, dude, they crank up the mic. Like that wasn't really just from her. They fucked around with the mic and like backstabbed Gabby Hanna, and the whole thing turned into a fucking meme. And listen, this is how I know this, right? This isn't just Gabby saying this. There was like a whole deep dive in what went wrong in the Gabby Hanna Genius video that created this meme. So then she got bullied for a whole nother year and a half for the monster meme. Like, dude, this girl has had the worst fucking luck ever. And then like the whole time she was with Vlog Squad, they like bullied the shit out of her. Like, this girl just never catches a fucking break.
But what I'm saying is the way you respond to that shit is like, it's just like, I mean, this is probably a pretty good segue into the Adin Ross situation, honestly, because it's the exact same advice I just gave him when he was in all that drama with Ludwig and his whole crew. When you feed into that shit, man, you're literally fueling your own fucking fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're feeding into it, and you're giving people the ammo that they need to attack whatever the fuck your insecurities, what bothers you, whatever. Like the second you show the internet what's bothering you, anybody that dislikes you is going to use that against you.
100%.
That's just how the internet works. Like, you can't.
But sometimes you just can't deal with the goddamn lies that are being said about you. But listen, Banks, we do need to talk about this Adin Ross thing, because a lot of people are tweeting me, telling me like, you backstab me, that you're not a good friend, that you're fake. Banks.
Not a lot of people, and that's all like. Everybody can calm the fuck down with that, and it's just annoying. It's people baiting you, and I mean, we've already talked about this. It's as simple.
Let's take the story right from the beginning.
It's as simple as this. Listen,
Adin Ross is blowing up on Twitch.tv, right? I mean, the kid is actually on fire. Like, he's going up in the ranks. I think he's like number 4 right now. Popping out of everybody on Twitch. And there's a bunch of gatekeeper type of Twitch streamers that were like hanging out. One of them was Ludwick, who's like the number 1 guy right now, and Soda Poppin', and I don't know the black guy. I can't
NMP, I think is his name. He's a smaller streamer, but he was there.
They're all hanging out, and they were basically like talking trash on Adin Ross, and his fans.
They've been like super engaged this week. Extraordinarily, because XQC's down there with his girlfriend, Ludwig's down there with his girlfriend. It's like a huge fucking giant like Twitch meetup of most of the biggest fucking streamers, to be honest, right? So they're all
so they're all hanging out together and they're having a little like, you know, they're hating on here's the truth, right? They're hating on Adin Ross because he's a new kid. He's not in their group. He's like doing his own thing. He didn't need any other streamers to blow up, right?
For anybody that may not have heard, I want to be like super clear about what was said, right? So in the context of it. So months ago, Ludwig did this like breakdown of like the Twitter sphere and like who shares fans and what communities have formed on Twitch, and like, you know what I mean? Like the Minecraft community is a whole thing, and then what Adin Ross does in the NBA 2K community is a whole thing, and fucking Ludwig and like XQC and like what they all do. And he was just breaking it down, and when he was glancing over everything, he's like, Adin Ross, he's kind of just like, yeah, he's kind of like the king of the normies, which is it's a derogatory term for some reason that like hardcore Twitch like Pogger type fucking Omega lol type personalities use to describe a normal person, whereas like, you know what I mean, they're like hardcore fucking degenerate like gamers, and I say that with love and respect because I've been there, you know what I mean? That's where I come from. And that's how they identify themselves, so that's not me taking shots. But he said something like, yeah, he only blew up because he kissed Corina. Corina's coming up again. Adin came out to LA, did like a hot tub stream, kissed Corina, and it was like his peak at the time. Since then, you know what I mean? And even that was it's just a bullshit, shitty comment to make because you're discrediting everything Adin's done. That's not entirely true at all. Adin's first initial blow up was him and Bronny played like two really good NBA 2K players and beat them. And then LeBron James got on the mic and fucking congratulated Adin, and it was like this crazy viral moment. Everybody was fucking tripping that LeBron got on the mic.
If you go to Adin's Twitter, his pinned tweet is him talking to LeBron. I mean, this is the stuff that he's into. He's into rap music. He's into basketball. He's into 2K. Like, this is his community.
Yeah, it's not like he's switching up either. He's maintained the same humor, and then he transitioned to GTA. He made GTA popular on Twitch. Everybody was playing that for a while. You know what I mean? He fucking started that.
Well, hold up. He didn't. That's incorrect.
He made it popular. Absolutely.
In his community, yes, but there were a lot of people role playing GTA before.
Yeah, but
he didn't.
Nobody was doing it on his level whatsoever. Like, not even close. Who? Name somebody.
Yeah. There's so many people. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, name one. Name one person that was doing GTA roleplay. I can't
think of this. Oh my god, how am I drawing a blank on this guy's name? Adin
ran the GTA RP community, and it's really not even debatable. Like, he ran that shit. He was
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I just gotta look at Twitter because I can't remember people's names. Summit 1G.
Summit maybe played GTA once a week.
No. He held that down for a bunch of people did. Actually, you know who the first person that was really on this GTA roleplay? This is going to shock you. He's the first person that really was on it early. Andy Milonakis.
When I say he ran it, I mean he did it to the most successful extent. Like he created an entire wave of it. It's just not even debatable. Like
let's not talk about that because
he brought it to the mainstream. He you know what I mean? He had fucking
but now you're backing up their theory that he's got normie fans. Hold up.
So what? That's the point. I'm not saying that he doesn't have normie, quote unquote, normie fans. He probably does. But what does that mean? Kids who fucking go outside occasionally and play basketball, whatever. Like,
but let's get to the
like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Let's get to the root of it, though.
That's the whole point. It's just a dumbass comment. Like, it's a dumbass comment.
They were basically saying that even all of Adin's fans are the kids that think they're cool because they listen to rap music. They were literally gatekeeping and hating on the boy for no reason. I saw the clips. I didn't fucking like it. I popped off on Twitter at Ludwick.
For the record, I didn't like it either.
I popped off on Twitter at Ludwick, and I said, Ludwick, I go, how are you going to attack Adin Ross's fans? Like, what is this shit? I go, let's talk about about your fans. You blew up from streaming for 24/7, like nonstop for like weeks on end, right? Like your viewers are literally fucking screaming poggers while they jack off to you while you're fucking sleeping. Like, how are you going to attack anyone else's fans, right? And so that popped off on Twitter, dude. Everybody was talking about all the Twitch streamers, you know, the straight up nerds, the pogger motherfuckers. They all started coming at me and attacking me on Twitter. And then you decided to make peace. Explain about the peace agreement that you made.
Well, no, I mean, I saw it getting out of hand. Aiden was feeding into it and getting way too overly emotional about it. And he's admitted that. I mean, we talked about it on stream yesterday for a fucking hour. And I just didn't think that was the route to go, especially when you're in a situation where it's fucking 6 versus 1 and you are dealing with, you know what I mean, relatively intelligent people. Like Ludwig's a smart kid. These kids are like smart kids. You know what I'm saying? Soda Poppin' is a smart kid. They're not going to like, it's not a fair, even battle. You're fighting 6 against 1 against some OGs of Twitch with huge fan bases. Like, you just don't want to put yourself,
gatekeepers.
You don't want to, exactly. You don't, I mean, or that's at least how it felt, gatekeeper-ish. You don't want to fucking find yourself in a position where you're the black sheep. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, especially with who Aiden is at the end of the day. To his core, bro, this is a great fucking kid who has nothing but good things to say about everybody. These personalities who are shitting on him have been brought up in his chat, and he just, you know what I mean? For a while, he's just been like, well, Ludwig's cool. What he did with that stream was awesome, and this and that. He only has good things to say, so I don't want him to be.
But that's a whole nother reason why Ludwig and those guys hating on him was just, that was really fucking shady, stupid shit. But listen, you talk to them, you get them in a room, right? Or you get them on the phone with each other.
Well, you're jumping a little bit ahead. So okay. Aiden texts me and asks me to hop on stream and just talk to the fans about it. He was obviously emotional about it, and I kind of just brought sense to the situation and gave some of him my advice. And I honestly thought from the beginning, really at the end of the day, what are we talking about? We're talking about a bunch of kids who, it's very obvious and transparent, are a little bit jealous, maybe a little salty about this kid coming on their fucking turf, coming on their block and being a normie and being successful at that. That's the vibe that I got. That's the clear vibe of the video. Yep. It wasn't done in good faith. It wasn't funny. Like, it's one thing to crack humor, right? Like, that kid's just big because he kissed fucking Corina one time, huh? Like, whatever, like in a humor type way. But it wasn't like that. You watch the clip, Keem, right? Anybody can go watch the clip. It was
spiteful.
It was weird. It was fucking weird. So
yeah.
So we get on the stream, we talk about that, we kind of just expose that for what it is. It's just obvious. But then I turn to Aiden and I say, this is where I think you went a little bit wrong. At the end of the day, this is just people fucking discrediting you and you know what I mean, talking a little bit of shit. They didn't come after your fucking family. Nobody fucking put out a false accusation against you, like some weird fucking like legal crazy shit. At the end of the day, these were light jabs, and I think you got a little emotional about it and took it a little too far, to be honest. And he agreed. Like, just even, you got to keep in mind too, I'm not just reading Aiden's tweets, I'm with him behind the scenes, and I'm seeing him get worked up and emotional about this. And it's like, dude. Yeah,
so what happened when you got both of them on the phone?
So we go through all that. Aiden's like, fuck it, call Ludwig right now. So I'm like, all right, I'll call him. Called him, didn't answer, and then his whole chat was like, he's calling you back, he's calling you back, he's calling you back. So they were streaming, watching the stream. So now everybody's fucking involved. I answer the phone and we just kind of talked it through. Like, we laughed it off, and Aiden scammed him. He said, how about this? We'll make peace. You say poggers, I'll say W. Because that's been the whole fucking meme the whole time. These pogger kids right. And these WL kids, right? So Ludwig says W. Aiden fucking scammed him, said I'm not saying it, but they're like, it's cool now. It's been smoothed over. It's been blown over. I don't think they're ever going to be the best of friends, but yeah.
No, but here, it didn't end there though, Banks, because Ludwig is on the phone and he goes, well, no, somewhere you know what? He goes, it's nobody's fault. He goes, it's nobody's fault. He goes, whatever, let's just drop it. Whatever, it's nobody's fault. He goes, you know who we should blame? Let's blame Keemstar. And then Aiden, you, Mike in the background, and Ludwig are all jumping around laughing. Yeah, let's blame Keemstar. Keem. I'm like, this backstabbing motherfucker, fake Banks. Like, what is this? Why are you blaming me?
You're tripping. You're tripping, and you know you're tripping. It was a fucking, it was a clear as day joke. And to be honest with you, I didn't know you were involved in any sort of the drama. It was, we're trying to settle this. We're trying to squash this by any means necessary. Ludwig makes the joke. Fuck it. You know whose fault it is? Let's blame Keemstar. Keemstar made a fucking tweet, got everybody all riled up, made a drama alert, and then shows pictures of his beautiful house. He doesn't give a fuck. He's off fucking by his lake or whatever. It was a joke. We all laughed at it because that is funny. It's especially funny if you don't have the context that you tweeted out some crazy shit at Ludwig. I didn't know that you did that. So
listen to this.
For all I like, he could have said, fuck it, let's blame Santa Claus. Fuck it, let's blame. But like the comment, let's just fucking blame Keemstar. It is funny. So we laughed at it. It's
so
not anybody,
viewers.
It's not like we went into a fucking deep dive, hour-long conversation, dissected all the tweets and pinpointed the fucking culprit and said, you know whose fucking fault this is? Grab your fucking pitchforks and your fucking fire and let's fucking storm Keemstar.
According to Def Noodles, that's exactly what
he's
happened.
A fucking snake and he's trying to bait you and it worked. It worked. Like,
no, this is what
look
happened.
At this, man, your podcast co-host who anytime shit hits the fucking fan with Keemstar is the first motherfucker coming out the woodwork to defend you, which is true. You can't fucking say it's not. I've been here. We've been friends for how long?
Okay, hold up.
It's actually pushing on like 10 years.
Yeah, a decade. Yo, hold up though. I want the viewers listening to Mom's Basement just to understand this perspective. You got to understand, Adin Ross is streaming in front of 100,000 people. Ludwig is streaming in front of 100,000 people, and they all jokingly or whatever say, "Yeah, let's blame Keemstar." Bro, my Twitter was lit up. Def Noodles is like, Banks backstab Keemstar. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm running on no sleep, and I didn't see any of this context.
This motherfucker texted me at 5 a.m. today, like, "Yo, fuck you." Like, I'm like, what are you? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I was grumpy as hell running on no sleep. 5 a.m. I just start seeing all these tweets, right? Because I wasn't paying attention of what's going on. And everyone's like, dude, somebody tweeted at me and they're like, Adin Ross's community, Ludwig's community. And they do the handshake emoji. Let's all hate on Keemstar. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's also clear. That's also clearly a joke. We're talking about, again, for everybody who hasn't seen the clip, I encourage you to go watch it. There's like a 30-minute video. Everything we've talked about, tons of context and visuals and audios can be added to it just by watching Adin's squashing his beef thing on Adin Live Clips on YouTube. It's like a 30-minute video where we call Ludwig, all that shit. It's literally, we were on stream for a fucking hour. It was a second long joke that everyone chuckled at, and that's why I don't fuck with Def Noodles. And honestly, that's my issue with fucking streaming in general. People do that all the time, Keem. You already know this. You've been around long enough. Motherfuckers will go and talk about something for an hour, say one fucking thing, and then follow it up with another hour-long explanation. That one thing gets clipped and taken completely out of context, and people just run with it. The worst part about it is Def Noodles succeeded in exactly what he was trying to do, which was trying to bait you and make you mad, which is unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I got mad for like 5 30 minutes when we text.
Yeah, 5 minutes. It wasn't
5 minutes,
but
whatever.
Still, the fact that that's annoying. Like it's annoying.
Let me explain though. You guys know what it's like, right? Like imagine like sleeping for like 3 hours, you're up all day. Like they're not joking. Like I was at my vacation house. I'm like running around doing yard work, riding ATVs. It was a long fucking day. Not a normal day of me sitting like at my laptop and like grinding, like straight up like physical work, long day. So like at the end of it, you know what it's like, dude, when you're running on no sleep and you've done a bunch of physical activity, like you're fucking grumpy. Like it's bedtime. So I just found out about this clip right in that moment, right before I'm about to go to bed. And that's why I got
just such a fucking stretch, like backstabbing, fucking this and that. Like you could have sworn by Keemstar's reaction, you could have sworn that we sat on stream for an hour and literally like had piles of evidence and receipts and made a fucking exposed video and like, this is all fucking Keemstar's fault. Fuck him. Like,
dude, I text Banks. I go,
oh, what happened? Like,
I text Banks. I'm like, yeah, you know, all these motherfuckers got clout now, but I'm gonna be here for a decade.
Like getting crazy serious about it. I'm like, yo, what? And I was tired too because I was on the reverse end of what you were doing. I'd stayed up all night. I was in bed getting ready to sleep. It's like 4 a.m.